Today's been an interesting morning so far. Little recap. Yesterday I put in a new crankshaft position sensor on my Accord, and wasn't really a cheap part, but it wasn't like an actual OEM from O'Reilly's. It was import direct one, and I didn't want to use that one, but have had really good success with the standard ignition parts from O'Reilly's. They didn't have that one in the store, so I'm like, well, I want to replace it just for, maintenance sakes. This thing has been getting horrible gas mileage, so that was one of the things I wanted to do. And so I put it in, drove it around yesterday, it was fine, and then later on the night, I drove it, still fine. It was a little choppy at idle, it was shaking really bad, and I just figured I was just going to disconnect the battery, let the ECU reset itself, and hopefully that'll fix it. But before that could happen, I went to go leave to work this morning. Check engine light came on, and the car wouldn't go over 3,000 RPM, so I hurried up, turned around, and put the old one back in. I'm not going to say record time, but I did it in probably less than 20 minutes, which for these, you have to take the passenger front tire off. So honestly, I could have went a little faster, a lot faster, but I got it done pretty quick, so I'm actually back on my way to work now. I shouldn't be late, but long story short, don't use cheap parts on these Hondas. These things starting to remind me of my Jeep. Like, it does not like any aftermarket or any sort of like off-brand sensor or anything. I did replace the map sensor with a standard ignition. That's fine. Even in my Firebird, that supposedly those cars really don't like aftermarket parts either, I use standard ignition sensors on that. Those were fine. And even in the past, some Duralast sensors even worked on it for like super sensitive computers and stuff. Sometimes even those work. But just save yourself the money and time and the hassle and just go get an actual OEM Denso part, or like I said, standard ignition from O'Reilly's has been really good so far. So learn from my mistakes, I guess. I'm gonna have another video coming up. I did actually get the exhaust done on this car. Probably can't hear it right now. It's only a Raptor turbo muffler. The resonator is still on, so it's not super loud, but it sounds better than what the stock one did. I'm going to give it a little bit of time to break in more. I'm going to do the video before that, but after, if you've watched any other of my exhaust videos, you've seen that I've done like a month or two update after, just to see if it sounds any better or different, and all the